This is the knee to belly basic arm bar. We can end up here in two different situations. One where I'm in knee to belly already, and Al makes the mistake of just putting his hands on my chest and trying to push me off of him, okay? The other situation is when we go from like a standing position and say I take him down, doesn't matter what the takedown looks like, especially if I have collar sleeve control. I take him down, he goes down, and then I end up in this position to attack the arm again. So two different situations. We'll just scoot back up this way. That you could end here, but we're gonna finish both the same way. So we're here. I've got my inside arm, which is the one that's closest to him, and then my outside arm. My outside arm grabs the wrist. My inside arm comes to the tricep. If he has a gi on, I can grab some material. If he doesn't, just cup over the tricep. Now I want to get my head side leg over his head, but right now it's kind of hard. Some of my weight is on it. I control his arm, and then I pull his shoulder off the ground as I lean toward his hips. That puts a lot of weight on my shin. How you doing, Al?
Great.
Right? And now what it's done is it's made my other leg super light, so I can step over the head very easy here, okay? So once I step over the head, just for safety's sake, I'm gonna allow my partner to get their hands together, because if I fall from this position on the straightened arm bar, then I could hurt him, okay? So just for safety's sake, he's gonna grab his hands together as I step over the head. And now my hand that was on the tricep comes up through and I grab my own lapel. My other hand just stays on his wrist where it was. Now as I sit, I pinch my knees together. To break the grip, I put my shoulder on the ground. And if it doesn't break, without sitting back up, I put my other shoulder on the ground. Once the grip breaks, I slide from the wrist up to the thumb. Because my job here is to make sure that he can't turn his thumb towards the ground, which will put his elbow off angle for the dislocation. So just remember, whenever you're finishing the arm bar, that this thumb has to be pointed up towards the ceiling. So again, I was here grabbing my own lapel. I went from the wrist to the thumb as soon as that grip broke. Now the reason I'm grabbing my own lapel is because when I'm fighting his arm curl, I can engage my entire torso to fight that. But you'll see a lot of people fight the arm like 2-on-1 here. That's pretty efficient, but still, if you get a really strong guy on bottom, like Al, right? Not even with two hands, just flex this for me. Like I might win that battle eventually, but it's just hard for me. Instead, grab your own lapel. The other hand grabs the wrist, and when that grip breaks, I slide up to the thumb. I'm pinching my knees together. Now he can curl all he wants, but I'm just leaning back. It's my torso fighting against his arm. Okay? Make sure also, when you sit all the way back for this arm bar, that your knees aren't open. It's not meant to be done on your groin. By pinching my knees from a higher position here and then falling back, I've created a higher fulcrum. This is way more effective. And you can just see the space between his hand and my chest. If I make up for that space, he's gonna tap. But if my legs are open, nothing. I really have to get a lot of extension and maybe hurt myself to finish the arm bar there. So we'll start again from knee to belly. Let's say he just pushes on me. My outside hand grabs the wrist. My inside hand comes between. I grab the tricep. Now I lean. As I step over, he gets his hands together. And now my hand that's on the tricep comes up to my lapel. I pinch my knees as I sit back. Lots of ways to break the grip. Today, I'm just putting my shoulder on the ground, and then if his grip doesn't break, I just barrel roll and put my other shoulder on the ground, back and forth until the grip breaks. There it is. Again, once I break it, slide from the wrist up to the thumb, keep those knees pinched, and as I come back, I'll usually produce a tap. If he's really flexible and I lean all the way back with a good knee pinch and he's not tapping, that's when I start to engage my bridge. And that'll certainly finish it. One more time. He pushes. 1, 2. Pull, let him get his hands together. Step over, tricep hand goes to the lapel, other hand's controlling the wrist. I pinch my knees, shoulder to the floor, control the thumb, finish your armbar.